Let's review Sofi stocks for the week. I'll show my portfolio and how I manage Sofi shares. We'll also discuss volatility and examine all the transactions I made. Let's start from the beginning and see what happened this week. Actually, nothing much happened. We remained at $7.30 with a slight increase midweek that returned to the original value by the week's end. Interestingly, this matches the values I recorded previously. Let's move on to volatility immediately, as it will help us determine what might happen next. Looking at volatility, we see a sharp decline in the upcoming April. This is expected because the stock isn't moving, and the longer it remains stagnant, the more volatility will decrease. Volatility remains at 70%, tied to the report, as it won't decrease until after the report. Now let's switch to the volatility smile. The near-term volatility is lower, with both calls and puts showing a decrease. However, the far-term volatility remains flat. As we can see, the volatility doesn't increase significantly in the direction of calls. It remains relatively stable at one level, despite the sharp appearance on the chart. However, in the direction of puts, volatility does increase noticeably. Now, let's examine historical and implied volatility. The white line represents implied volatility, while the gray line represents historical volatility. As you can see, both volatilities are at the same level, which is a standard pattern. Both historical and implied volatilities align with each other. This is a good indicator in one aspect, but not so good in another. It's good because it indicates stability, but it's not so good because it makes it difficult to extract profit. Building a strategy becomes challenging when volatilities are equal, as there's no clear advantage to exploit. Now let's look at the trading volume for options. We observe a significant volume concentrated around the $8 level and also at $7.50, particularly concerning call options. Put options, on the other hand, have concentrated volume around the $7.50 level. It's essential to note there are significant walls at $7.50, $8, and $7. And that's precisely why the stock didn't go anywhere this week, because in order for it to go above $7.50 and $8, it needs to overcome these two huge walls in the options market. Also, to surpass $7, it also needs to pass this very large wall. They're currently preventing the stock from moving, but I want to draw your attention to the expiration of options. As we can see, the green lines represent options that are expiring. Next week, on April 5th, most options expire, which suggests that, firstly, the wall will be smaller. Secondly, volatility will also be present because the closer we get to the strikes, the stronger the volatility in these stocks. Let's look at my portfolio. Currently, I have 200 shares of the stock, and I also have some sold option. I didn't open any deals this week, and I had nothing in terms of positions. As we can see, I still have two options open, the $8 strike and the $8.50 strike. At the moment, they remain open. The question is why I didn't make any deals this week. This is primarily due to the fact that the stock didn't move anywhere. And here's a very important point to understand. Some people rush. Some are ready to open positions every day, but that's the wrong strategy. Again, my strategy is to steadily outperform the stock. We started with $10,000. Now, the blue line represents my strategy, and the red line represents the stock. My strategy steadily overtakes the stock, and that's what I'll stick to. If I don't see any positions, if I don't see any strategy, I simply won't open any. This is also something to remember strongly. If you see that the market isn't suitable for you, you just need to wait. Patience is also very important in investments and decision-making. And if the stock continues in such consolidation, I'll just wait. Perhaps if it falls significantly, yes, I'll buy some calls, maybe a couple of puts, but not more than that. So there's no need to rush anywhere. We act smoothly, opening positions wisely. Let's look at the stock and its potential. I remind you of my philosophy that I don't know how to predict price movements, where it will go. The most important task for me is sound position management. As you can see, I steadily outperform the stock, and that's the secret to success. It's not about predicting market movements, which is basically impossible. That's my personal opinion. Success lies in managing positions properly. That's where all the success lies. But I also mentioned these huge volumes at $8 and $7, and naturally, most likely will consolidate between these volumes for some time, with volumes accumulating before breaking out either upwards or downwards. Again, according to my philosophy, I don't care where this stock goes, either up or down, I'll make money either way. I advise you to learn to do the same, and there won't be any problems. Also, I remind you that I want to launch a completely new experiment, open a completely new account, where we will start from scratch, building a portfolio and positions. As soon as I start monetizing on YouTube, all the money earned from the channels will go towards replenishing the account. Probably it will be a little, but it's okay. So there I will show you absolutely everything, as detailed as possible. There will be the same table as here. My goal will be to outperform the market, outperform the SP 500. I will show you the real stocks that I buy. I will definitely explain the reasons for their purchase, and you will see the real logic of how it all works. I am confident that we will succeed, and we will definitely outperform not only the SP 500, but also many hedge funds. Let's get back to Sofi with you. Once again, I'll repeat, if you don't see the potential to make a profit, it's better not to open it, to wait. Nothing will escape you. This is my philosophy. I will continue to wait and observe before some kind of takeoff occurs, as it was, for example, at the end of 2023. And on this price movement, you can already make money. I also advise you to watch my previous videos related to this stock. There I talk about my strategy in more detail, showing how I open trades, how I close trades. Good luck to everyone.